Thanks for staying with us. Joining the conversation concerning the tribunal with the ladies is Barrister Kabir Akingbolu. Welcome to the show, sir. He's a lawyer, and I know that you've been on our show a few times. We like it when you come around. And yesterday, we're just talking about the optics, the observations, and we'd like to come to you. What are your own thoughts on the entire proceedings? 12 hours? For us, it was like, what are your own thoughts?
Well, just like some people have observed, and correctly too, in my view, that it's a watershed, or it's a kind of epoch-making, judicial activism in Nigeria. And, there have been arguments for, and there have been arguments against, why was it that they didn't allow live broadcasts and they allow live broadcasts for the judgment and all that? But when you look at it very well, anything going on in court, nobody has the right to comment for or against. And when they allow live broadcast, there is no how they will not say, that witness did very well. Why is it that the lawyer was pushing him? Why is it that the judge did not answer the question? Why is it that the judge is this and is that? They will have given the judgment even before the end of this thing. And these comments are capable of prejudicing the minds of the judges negatively or otherwise. So it is not good for anybody to allow it to be in the public glare. You see, a lot of public interest litigations have occurred in the country. They won't allow, there will be serious problem if they allow. In fact, they may not be able to complete the sitting. So this is one aspect of it. And again, when you look at the industry put into the stuff, you will find out that the judges were trying to wash off their hands like a Pontius Pilate. That, we have done our own, we are just doing it. And if you look at the Statue of Liberty, we call it, that lady of justice, blind. Blind with a sword, with a scale. Once he holds the scale and one person's own is higher, whether it is his brother or not, she's not seen. All he needs to do is to use the axe or whatever they did to cut. So this is one of the things. And when you look at it very well, you will see that it is so objective, and let's be objective here. We are here now in Lagos. If somebody now comes to say, in Ekiti, somebody is doing this, we are not there. He might have polished it. Some of us don't know many things when we begin to cut newspaper, because newspapers cutting, you go and certify, you take it to National Library and all that. It counts for nothing in court of law, in any case at all. You understand? Do you know why? In fact, in one case, justice, and when you see the reasoning, you see that the judges think like angels. Justice Begore, in one case, I think Afar and Governor Kwara said that this newspaper, why newspaper will not be allowed in court is this. The analysis of journalist A will be different from the analysis of journalist B on the same event that happened at the same time, because they are human beings too. So these are some of the intricacies. And Lord Dennis said, no judge worth his salt will be carried away by what is written in newspaper. And if you look at the case of Buhari and INEC, incidentally I was involved, the presidential election, Justice Nikitobi of blessed memory said, the judges of this court have become object of criticism in recent time, and that he could remember vividly that one of the antagonists in this court now, or one of the petitioners or appellant, has benefited positively from the judgment of this court in recent time. When Obasanjo just sacked Atiku, he went to court and they said, no, you can't sack him. The judiciary will be good to him then. But when it is against us, it is no longer good. It shouldn't be the way. We should also respect the judiciary. And let me tell you, even in America, the justices give judgment, or they will give judgment at times, and people will not be happy with it. A classical example is the case of O.J. Simpson and the people, where everybody believed that that man killed his girlfriend and the wife, but the judges said no, that he is not the one. You understand? It got to a stage that the judgment nearly tore the judgment nearly tore America apart. And the president had to come on national TV and say, please, the Supreme Court of our land has spoken. Whether we like it or not, we have to respect it, and we have to abide by it, and that is it. And I was, it dropped in that time, when Waike was talking that, they should not be wearing this suit and all that. The suit is not our culture. Judicial system that we are using now is not our culture. We should go to Barr. And the Kabir says, as long as we have contract with any company or with the government, we can't go to our obas and trust their own judgment. We shouldn't If we are saying we are going by the English way, we should also abide by that English way. In America, they say, okay, the jersey part of it, they are still wearing gown. It's only that they don't put on wig. They still put everyone down. You understand? Occasionally, the judges can use their discretion and say, oh, the weather is very hot, gentlemen, put down your wig. It happens at times. You understand? So in Nigeria, it happens. The judge will say, and let me tell you, there have been many movements to say, oh, let's stop wearing this. We inherited it from Britain. Britain is no longer using it and all that. But let me tell you, go and tell a local man in the village, it is that wig and gown that make him to want to read law. Maybe.
All right, let me get a few questions for you.
You see doctors wear their own uniform when they want to carry on surgery, green or something in some cases, white in some cases. No, why do we not say...
The reason for that is different.
Yeah.
The reason for that is different.
I would like to know, ma.
The reason, because they need to be loose. So they wear those green so that they're not, nothing is hindering.
But they will not wear black.
And
it's always green or white.
So
there is a culture.
See their stains or...
So you can see their stains. But your own, okay, can you tell me why it's black?
Yeah, you see, we wouldn't know because it's a culture that we inherited.
We
inherited the judicial system.
And what we are saying...
Can it be reviewed?
Can it be reviewed?
Of course it can be reviewed. Yeah. It's over time. Yeah. You understand?
Let me get a few questions in for you.
Yeah, so on a lighter note, so, you know, we're wondering why the faces of the judges were not shown. Yes, and I would like you to just give our own opinion.
Yes, you see, judges, once you become a judge, you have become a sort of angel. You are no longer the ordinary human being. When Nigeria was good, you can never see a judge in parties. In fact, as a lawyer, even till today it happens that you are coming on the road, you understand, you see a judge, you have to run. You have to run. You can't just meet and be talking. I remember doing an election petition sometime in 2019, and when I got to the mosque on a Friday, I met one of the judges. He said, "Salaam alaikum." He shook hands with me. Immediately, I disappeared. You understand? Several years after when we met, he said, so there I met you, and I knew you intentionally ran away from me. I said, yes, because if I don't run, if the opposition party should snap our pictures, there is problem. You understand? I have seen a situation that, you know, a judge went to a birthday party of someone. About 15 years after, the father of that person has a case before him, and the senior lawyer just said, my lord, we need to see in chambers. When they got to the chamber, he just brought out the picture. This is the picture of you and this man's daughter. He said, but I've never met the man. The man said, what? There's likelihood, what the court law says is not that, it's not bias, likelihood of it. Once there's likelihood of bias, you recluse yourself. Wow. He wanted to make it, the lawyer said, I don't want to blow it in the open court. And the man recluse immediately. So there are a lot of intricacies involved. Yeah. You can't show the judges. Because one, some people don't know them. Maybe they have said something you don't like. You don't mean that. They also go out socially at night or something. This is the judge of that night. And you understand? They can be targeted. I have seen a situation, a younger brother of mine who is a magistrate, he went to a joint to enjoy himself at night. He went to a very dark place. All of a sudden, somebody brought 2 bottles of beer and said, that man over there said I should give you. By the time he looked at him, he was a man who is still standing trial before him. The guy can't stay here. He left. So that's why you see security with them and all that. It is a very difficult job.
Right. Get it. It's important to know the why.
Yeah. So my own question, sorry, I have to ask this one very fast. The trial was, the judgment was so long. For lay people like us, it was too long, 12 hours. Yes. Could it have been shorter, one, so that we didn't fall asleep? Then the lawyers that were sleeping inside the Kinenko.
If under the law, it's contempt of court.
To be sleeping?
Yes. It's an offense. You understand? Because it's a political matter. I've been in court. You can't read newspaper in court. You see, in fact, you can't put your handbag on the table in court. It's not allowed. It's a place for really serious business. Sacred. You cannot just be eating granola. I saw somebody eating granola.
Yeah, biscuits. It was biscuits I saw.
They were hungry. You understand? Yes, they are hungry. It's understandable. Do you know? It has happened to me. I have seen days that I don't sleep for good 4 days. Not that I sleep for 1 minute, though. Because you have election matters, you must finish within a specified time, and there is no time. You have a lot to achieve.
Talking about
and
that,
now,
sorry.
When you talk, some people are, they have criticized the lawyers, the this and that. It is difficult. Sometimes when you see a bad case, we used to tell our client, this is not a good case. Lawyer, is there nothing we can do? You tell him, 50-50, you say, but let us go and try. Even sometimes you say 70-30 is bad. You say, lawyer,
let's try.
They will tell me that I'm a living, timid person.
Yes.
And as a, I have been in that for close to 2 decades. I've been involved in serious election petition matter and all that. Let me tell you, there are 4 reasons why people file petitions. People who are really fighting to win, they are less than 5%. Many of them know they cannot win, but they want to me, I am not a pushover. Or I can't get it, I will give him trouble, I will not let him enjoy it. Then again, majorly, they file election petition cases to keep their followers. We will collect it tomorrow. We will collect it tomorrow. We will collect it tomorrow. Until, by the time the 10 months lapse, you can no longer go to the people. After the election, if you realign and say, oh, I'm not following A party, I'm going to B party, they will welcome you very well. But by the time you go to court and you are still with A party, and A party are now lost after 10 from the High Court to Court of Appeal to Supreme Court, you are now coming back, they say, no, you are not part of us. So you will now remain there for the next 4 years when they are rearranging their decision. So this is the reason, majorly. How many election petitions succeed on the average? It's less than 2%.
Yes.
I can tell you. But a lot of billions are wasted everywhere.
Yeah.
And again, how do you win election petitions, sir? We have 36 states in Nigeria, including FCT now, 37. We have 176,000 polling units, 676 and thereabout. Each of the polling units is the source from where the results go. It's the pyramid from the unit to the ward, to the local government, to the state, to the federal district and collation. So there are 5 stages of every election. Now, somebody has witnessed thuggery, somebody snatching ballot paper in so place. You now want to, in Kogi, for instance, you now want to use somebody who is in Lagos and they told him what happened, to come and narrate it. If they say, what is the color of the man that snatched the ballot paper? Will he be able to say? How tall is he? Will he be able to say? How will the court now say, because he has written down something as a witness statement, and they'll say, oh, there is a witness from Lagos who said he had it too. The evidence has said, if a fact is to be proved, in life 14, if it's a fact of something that can be perceived, it must be the evidence of somebody who perceived it. If it is something that can be seen, it must be the evidence of somebody who saw it. If it's the evidence of something that can be smelled, it must be the evidence of somebody who smelled it. If it's something that must be felt physically, it must be the evidence of somebody who feels it physically. If a medical doctor writes a medical report, and I say, okay, this person has a dick, is this, it has been 4 years, or this, that. As a medical doctor, maybe he has died. You want to tender it, or you was sick on the day of the, you can't tender it. If you want to tender it, you will now diagnose that person again.
Fresh, yes.
But what he has found out can be a guide to you. You now do your own report. Yeah. You understand?
There are plenty of questions for you. Go ahead, Mary. Okay, I was quite what they said concerning the European observation report.
Yes.
Why was inadmissible?
Yes.
What I thought was a bit technical.
It's not.
What was the real issue?
Yes. Now it's just like what we are doing now. This is our program.
Yes.
If somebody wants to tender it, you cannot. It is the cameraman who uses camera to view us. You don't even know how the camera works. Your own is to present. You understand? But when it comes to the technical aspect, he is the one that has the camera, what type of camera, what is the range it can go, how bright is the picture, is it possible for the tone of voice to be doctored and manipulated and all that. Those are the technical questions which you, as a broadcaster organizer, may not be able to answer. I'm a lawyer, I don't know anything about medicine. You understand? Though, when we are medical, you go and do research. You to cross-examine the witnesses. So these are the issues. And out of all these things, for instance, let's go to PDP. PDP has 27 witnesses. How do you want to prove election in all those polling units that you are alleging? LP had only 30 witnesses. 10 were said to be incompetent and all that for good reasons and so on and so forth. Now, it is not possible to prove it. In fact, in the case of Barr and Obasanjo, I think part 941, Patatolanu of Blessed Memory said, to win an election petition is an Herculean task. He said, in fact, the 2007 presidential election, 2003 presidential election, is like the gory sight of Macbeth. In Macbeth Shakespeare, of Duncan in Macbeth Shakespeare. He said, but he described that election. Anybody who has read that Macbeth Shakespeare work. Now, despite describing it, because that description is showing that there was blood on the face of Duncan when he showed up at the banquet, very terrifying. The Justice of the Supreme Court said the election was horrifying. However, he could not nullify it. He said to win an election it's a Herculean task. And now, he said to win a presidential election petition in Nigeria, no petitioner needs less than 2,500 witnesses. Are you with me? Yeah. So how can you now, we also know it, even in Lagos State, man, you cannot win a governorship election by 27 witnesses. So it's not just possible. Because we are talking, they are not magicians. There's one case, Justice, he said, courts are not like a magician or the oracle at Ife, that we just wake up and pronounce another Oba in succession of a dead Oba. That this case cried to high heaven for admissible evidence. So when you don't have evidence, there is nothing the court can just do. I can tell you very well, from what we have seen yesterday, there were times, even though you are a lawyer or you are a judge or anybody anywhere, want to do any underhanded dealing and all that, when you see that the facts are naked, you will be able to deliver. Look at those states. The governor was removed, another one was installed in Ekiti State, in Osun State, in Enugu, so many other states. So it is practical fact.
Okay, Mariam.
So we hear that that LP and or PDP would be appealing this and going further. So even though a lot of us said we understood, it seemed clear. To them, it may not seem clear that there's still some things that they are challenging. Is it that it's not that clear, or what is this?
They have a chance.
It's a constitutional right. Yeah. 5 justices have done their own bit. At the Supreme Court, 7 justices of the Supreme Court who are more senior to these people will do their own bit. And even if we look at it very well, some of us who have read newspapers before, during and after the election, we feel that what some of the political parties were talking about rigging, about this, about manipulation and all that, they didn't present it before the court. Rather, they let the meat of the issue, they are following the bone. They are talking about forgery, they are talking about forfeiture, they are talking about drugs, they are talking about certificate, non-qualification. Those won't play a major role in what they are alleging before the tribunal. So it is somehow funny. If you are alleging that somebody has rigged you out, it has to do with figure. They can't just proclaim you and say you are the winner. You must say, okay, in so-so state, I scored 15,000, they gave me 13. These 2,000, where was it? Prove it by evidence. The court will give it to you. That is my thinking. And when you look at it, without any apology to anybody, I think after June 12th, this is the best election that has been conducted in Nigeria. Anybody may not like it, but the truth is clear. In Enugu State, APC have more than 250,000 members. They only score 4,000. In Anambra State, they scored less than 10,000. Less than 1% of what Peter Obi scored. But yet, those elections were free and fair there. In Lagos, he beat APC to the game. In Akastina, APC lost. In so many other states, in Plateau State, APC lost. But it was not free in the state where they lost.
Okay, let me take this call.
Good losers.
Oluwatosin, thanks for calling. You're live.
Had to be.
Yeah,
Oluwatosin, you're live. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, this is good morning, Auntie.
I can't hear you. Go ahead, please.
I said good morning. My contribution this morning is my sister said something about a port. That minister went to the port authority and see a lot of cargo not being cleared.
It wasn't a paper review. Wasn't it? We didn't discuss it. We're just talking about the papers.
Yeah, I just want to have something about that.
Okay.
People don't just leave their goods in the port. It's because, one, the increment affects a lot. But I don't see people travel out of the country, go and bring in things, and decide to leave it in the port. That is number one thing I want to contribute this month. And number two, yesterday and day before yesterday was strike. Now, we resume strike today unfailingly in my place of work because I'm a clearing agent. I'm a port user. Grimages now refuse to reduce that 2 days for us. We are asking us to pay that additional payment of 2 days we didn't work. Which they should also look into this situation that this is a strike, it's national strike.
I'm not too sure.
Thank you very much, Oluwatosin. We've noted your points, and hopefully those interested have heard this, but we can make it a topic another day so that we can focus on it.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.